Hey everyone, this is Admiral Seabass with turn 4.3 Soviet Global Command. Still having a ton of fun with this game, and I love the scenario 3 game that spans the whole map. If you have room and enough guys to play with, definitely recommend this one. Although the shorter scenarios 1 and 2 also have their own charms for sure. Anyway, all right, let's start with a little bit of housekeeping. Flak 88 had an ASW helicopter here in M10 on patrol. He had tried to move it to M7 and then M6. Problem is when you're already on patrol, you can only extend your patrol up to your patrol range, and that range is 1. So he could only move it here to M7, which he has agreed to do. So there we go to M7. And with that, we will roll right into tech. So I've got my tech dice set up over here. We're going to try for computers 8 or higher, advanced air superiority fires 7 or higher, chemical warfare doctrine 8 or higher, tech 11 advanced sonar, we need an 8 or higher, and then tech 13 advanced manufacturing, we need an 8 or higher. And again, can't say enough nice things about these special dice trays that Doug at Historical Board Gaming made for us. You've seen a lot of them from a lot of the guys in this YouTube war, and they're really fun. So here we go. Okay, so it looks like I missed computers, I missed advanced air superiority, and I missed advanced manufacturing, and it looks like I got chem and I got advanced sonar. Ish. So chem will go to stage 3, advanced sonar will go to stage 2, and I'll get another chem marker here, and I will put that here, and I've already got one deployed on the map. I wonder why that is. Well, you'll find out. Alright, so put these dice back, and then military aid. We're finishing the Indian cruiser for 1 IPP with the arms sales discount, and then we're saving 1, and we're spending the rest. 2 SAMs for 6, a light infantry for 3. We're upgrading a shipyard for 6, attack helo for 6, fighter for 8. Main battle tank for 4, and a mech for 4, and I actually skipped this one, but we will go ahead and place an insurgent right there in Honduras. Okay, so that's my purchase. Now let's go to combat movement, and we do have some combat. So, all right, so first we are going to declare war on Finland. So Finland has inherent units. They have a light infantry here and a paramilitary here. So our attack will consist of, I think for the first time in our YouTube war, we're going to see the SRBMs in action. So I placed a chemical marker here. I'm going to use chemical warfare against Finland. I have 3 of those, so I'm only using 1. So these 2 SRBMs will both shoot. They can shoot their missiles up to 2, but they're adjacent to southern Finland. So we will put those 2 SRBMs in there like that. And then we will also move in 1 light infantry from Leningrad and 1 airborne from Murmansk. So that is our attack on southern Finland. And then in our war against Sweden, Swedish forces are still holed up here in Gotaland, so we've placed a spy satellite here where we will do a surgical strike, and we will actually do a couple of airstrikes. One will be a surgical strike with this attack bomber who goes 1, 2. Carpet bombing will be this backfire, which will go 1, 2. And then also carpet bombing will be the strategic bomber, who will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he will have 8 movement remaining. And let me mark that, because he's going to go a long way away, which you will see at the end of the turn. And I need to find enough fuel markers here. Found a 3, found a 4, 4, a 3, and a 1 will do it. So I will just put that down there. A 4, a 3, and a 1 for 8 movement remaining. Okay. Yep, you can see that. That's good. And that's all. I think that's all my combat moves for this turn. So we take this up. So we don't need those anymore. All right. So let's roll some dice. Let's do Southern Finland first. So the 2 SRBMs attack at 4, but with Kim, they're double dice. So that's 4 dice at 4. First strike. So let's roll those first. And since this is Kim, I'll let you know what happens based on what I actually roll. Oh, most excellent. SRBMs are very warmed up. So that was a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 5. So the first hit causes Kim disruption, and which means if the light infantry survived this round, he would defend at 3. But the second and all subsequent hits just do a regular casualty. So we have taken Southern Finland using our SRBM's first strike. So I will take those off. We'll take him off. He dies without getting to shoot. We will convert that to Soviet. Soviets go from 39 to 40. And then when Southern Finland is conquered, then Lapland surrenders, including that paramilitary. So there we go. Okay, so up here, we've got the attack bomber who will surgical strike full value at a 7 because of the spy sat. And then we've got 8 carpet bombing dice between the 2 strategic bombers. And so let's go ahead and roll the attack bomber at a 7. It's a 12, that's a miss. And then let's roll the 8 carpet bombing dice. We're looking for 1s and 2s here. And 0. All right. So that was 23 pips without a hit. Pretty unfortunate. So we'll take the spy set off, put that back on our dashboard. And then we will move into non-combat. Okay. So, non-combat. Let me look at my handy-dandy sheet here. Let's see. All right, let's start with Sealift. So, Sealift. Down here, we have 3 Sealifts total. So we will take a mech from Southern Caucasia. He will go through the minor port into M13, and then he'll go into Turkmenistan. Okay, that's 1 Sealift. Our other 2 Sealifts will be here in the Baltic. So 1 light infantry, 1 mech from Leningrad will Sealift through the major shipyard into A14, A13, and then into Svealand. And then, you couldn't really see that, could you? So mech from Leningrad, A14 into Svealand. Then the light infantry will go A14, A12 through the minor shipyard in East Germany and into East Germany. And that's my 3 Sealifts. Okay. Then we will do airlift. So my light infantry from Murmansk will leave from the major airbase, and he will go very top left of the screen all the way down here to Angola, and I'll put a chip under that light infantry down there, now giving me 3 light infantry in Angola. Okay. Then my airborne infantry in Svealand will airlift all the way down here to Cuba. Okay? Then my fighter, one of my fighters from the Baltic states, will air redeploy all the way down here to Angola. All right. Now, my regular non-combat movement. So, my strategic bomber has 8 movement points remaining. He will go from A12 to Baltic states. Then he will go, that's 1. 2 to Novgorod, 3 to Moscow, 4 to Gorky, 5 to Ural, 6 to Sibir, 7 to Tobolsk, and 8, finally, he will go into Novosibirsk, where he will be transferred to the command of the Soviet Far East Command. All right. Then we go back to the Nordics. The remaining fighter in Baltic states will go to Svealand. The 2 attack helicopters will go Lapland and also into Svealand, where I will chip that other attack helo out. All right. Then the air superiority fighter from one of the air superiority fighters from Baltic states will go up here to Murmansk. All right. Actually, I think one will go to Murmansk. Okay. Then, using strategic land movement, 2 SAMs, 2 main battle tanks, a next gen, and an artillery will all go to East Germany. All right. Here we go. One attack helicopter and 1 air cab will go from Volgograd using +1 airbase movement to Western Kazakhstan, to Turkmenistan, and then into Afghanistan. There is a fighter here on the Black Sea Fleet on the heavy aircraft cruiser. It will go Northern Caucasia, M12, M13, and then into Turkmenistan. The backfire bomber and the attack bomber that participated in the surgical strike on Gotaland will all go back to Volgograd. Should have plenty of movement to make that happen. The SAM from North Caucasia will move into Southern Caucasia. The SAM from Eastern Ukraine will move into Western Ukraine. All the way down here in Central America, we will have 2 light infantry and 1 SAM from Guatemala. Put this down. So the SAM and the 2 light infantry from Guatemala will move into El Salvador, giving me 3 light infantry and a SAM there. The 2 light infantry and the SAM in Belize will shift down to Guatemala. Okay. Naval movements. So in the Indian Ocean, the destroyer from I-4 will go I-7, I-11, and into I-13. The nuclear attack sub in M4 will go M8 and into I-5. Going back up to the Baltic, the diesel electric sub in A13 using the +1 from the Sveiland Minor Shipyard will go A12, A11, A10, and into A23. The remaining diesel electric sub and the Baltic fleet will shift down to A12. And that movement into A12. Oh, I just found my move markers. Sweet. Those got put, I think, in the wrong place during Operation War Games, which is fine. But I found an out of supply marker too. Gotaland will be out of supply because they are blockading that port. Down here, the nuclear attack sub and the diesel electric sub will both stay on silent running, and they will go down to A47. Up here in A9, the 2 diesel electric subs will come out of port and go into A9. And then I think that's it. Yep, that is it. All right, so I'm gonna shift these out for the correct markers. These are the moved markers. So that strategic bomber was moved. And this destroyer was moved last turn. Oh, it's a blockade marker. There, that's a move marker. All right, let's do some recruitment rolls. I have 3 PRF land zones. So I will get 3 dice, and I'm looking for a 1 or a 2 on any of these dice. Oh, excellent. I got 2, actually. So PRF has made their recruitment roll. So only one of those successes count. So I will take, let's see here, where's my PRF box? I will take 2 paramilitary in El Salvador. Two paramilitary in El Salvador and a SAM, 2 light infantry and a SAM in Guatemala. Okay, now in India, I'm looking for a 5 or less for my recruitment role there. 4, excellent. So I think I'll take 2 paramilitary also in India as well. So chip. So I will take 2 paramilitary here in Hyderabad. All right. Now we will place units. So let's stay down here in India. So the cruiser will get delivered in port here in West Bengal. Okay. Then we will place the rest of our Soviet units. So let's come up here. The shipyard will get upgraded in northern Russia. In Murmansk, we will place the light infantry. And then we have 2 SAMs. One will get placed in Svaland at the Minor Army Base. The other will get placed in Afghanistan at that Minor Army Base. All right, we've got a mech. The mechanized infantry will get placed in Svaland, and I'll just put a chip under the mech that's already there. All right. Then we have an MBT, and that will get placed in Afghanistan at that Minor Army Base. Then we have an attack helicopter. That will get placed at the Minor Air Base in Afghanistan. And then last but not least, we have the fighter, which will also get placed at the Minor Air Base in Afghanistan. Okay. Then, last but not least, also, we have at the end of my turn, since Knights Templar moved this destroyer in on his last turn, this move marker gets removed at the end of my turn. And so now we have 2 Soviet destroyers there eligible to move on 5.3. Okay, so I will collect 40 IPP, giving me 41 cash on hand for next turn. Now I will turn it over to my good friend Ozark Outpost for U.S. Global Command 4.4. Take care.